Welcome to the Dugout. It must be a record of sorts. We are coming on time for the last few days. Consistency is the key. We've learnt it from the IPL. If you're consistent, then you'll be like Delhi, sitting on top of the table. If you're inconsistent, like KKR, despite having a good team, you'll be sitting mid-table because you'll win one, lose one, win one, lose one. So consistency is the key. As Mitch Starc also taught us yesterday, every ball was a Yorker. You can't afford to miss even single ball because one loose ball, 6, the over is done and dusted. For you to defend 9, every ball has to be a Yorker. So we are learning. You live and you learn. With me, 2 Siddharths, Mr. Vishwanathan and Gulati. So sir, apart from the Mitch Starc Yorkers, what's the IPL buzz like?
You know, there is a team that is consistent that Nikhil spoke about. There is an inconsistent team also. And for some reason, CSK does not even feature in the discussion. Now, almost at the halfway stage of the IPL, I never thought that, CSK wouldn't be a part of it.
They're
not even inconsistent.
They're
at the bottom of the pile.
They're inconsistent. They're consistently inconsistent this season.
They're worst.
Yeah.
That's the only thing that can be said.
Thala has come.
Unarguably.
Thala might turn it around for them. Who knows?
No, Pant has actually turned it around for CSK.
Pant has turned it for CSK.
Pant's poor captaincy has turned it around for CSK, na?
Still not a turnaround. For all you know, next 2 games they'll lose. Then
no, but I was not here on Monday, but I'm sure that, we all were equally shocked to see spinner by LSG in the death overs.
No, but I'm saying turnaround may still not happen. They'll go and lose the next 2 games. Then where is the turnaround? One swallow doesn't make a summer. One win does not make a turnaround.
The El Clasico Part 2 is also coming up. So let's see in IPL what happens in that. Mumbai versus CSK. I know Real Madrid.
One El Clasico which is coming up.
Yeah. Copa del Rey. Yeah.
Plus in the La Liga as well.
Yeah.
So 2 you are guaranteed. Champions League you could have got, but Madrid is out.
You're on a high, yeah. Barcelona are through, Madrid are out. So 5-1. What a thrashing. 5-1.
The sad part was that till 60th minute of the game, Madrid did not have a shot on target. Forget scoring a goal. Shot on target is even a weak shot which the goalkeeper holds is counted a shot on target. They didn't have a single shot on target. I've never seen a more helpless Real Madrid side than the one that is playing at the moment.
Yep. But you guys were part of history yesterday. Because after 1,400 days, you were part of a super over.
Almost 5 years.
5 years. First time in post-COVID, you've had a super over. Really? When you look at COVID after 2020,
in the
5
UAE.
years. Post-COVID.
No way.
Yeah, 2020 was the last time double super over.
That was 2020.
Punjab Kings and Mumbai Indians.
Yes.
Yeah.
Double super over.
SRH versus DC.
5 years.
21.
21.
4 years.
Post-COVID first time.
21 was post-COVID.
After 21, yeah, your last signs of COVID were going in. 22, 23, 24, 25.
Second, third waves were also coming.
Yeah, but wow. Yes.
He's not even a part of the IPL this time.
Yep. But the buzz is that
I
Rajan.
believe that.
Yeah, 22 there was no super
The
over.
first super over in our studios. Can't be.
This is I think our first super over.
Definitely for me, you guys have to.
24 there was none.
23.
No.
No, 23 and
23 when the last over was coming up, then we did some watch-alongs.
Yeah, Nikhil, absolutely. Nothing in 23, 24.
22
I
also.
can't remember 22, but I think
What
there
happened when
was.
you got back-to-back super overs? You got one, then you...
2020, these 5 super overs.
5. That was 2020. Just feels like yesterday. Yeah, we had 5 super overs. Exactly. That
2020. Yes.
That's what's happening to me.
Yeah. That's
Time
the
is
thing.
flying.
Yes, absolutely.
Feels like just 2 seasons ago. It seems now that's 5 seasons.
First super over in sports today that we have covered. Wow.
Unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
I thought we had a super over here. No?
Must have been an international game. Must have been an international, not an IPL.
But we did have one super over, India versus Sri Lanka last year during the Olympics time. Siddharth and I were here. The T20 in which Surya Kumar and Rinku Singh bowled the last 2 overs.
Oh yes.
Olympic. Acha.
Last year. International.
Post Olympics.
Yeah.
But that's got
Personally.
nothing to do with the Olympics. I was wondering how did the super
No,
over
it was
happen?
during the Paris Olympics.
Yes, during that time. So yes, you guys were part of history yesterday, and Shashwat would definitely not be coming, I think. He would have been too busy partying, too busy dancing for Rajasthan's selfish act. That's what's buzzing, because 19.4 Dhruv Jurel had an MS Dhoni. I refuse the single. I'll finish it off in glory. He is inspired by him, by the way. That's that's not me saying. Social media is saying it. Multiple factors ensured that
We
Rajasthan
spoke
Royals.
about it yesterday, but what social media saying?
Dhruv Jurel, brain fade, selfish, season over.
No, that's a bit much. It's an exaggeration. I also said that yes, he should have taken that run. But then, that's what cricket is about. Then there's so many different things that happen. That Tikshana dropped that catch, then again 1 run would have made a difference. KL Rahul took the review, Nitish Rana would have been out earlier. There's so many different variables. Even one thing here and there makes a huge difference.
Yeah.
So I don't think it's a fair way of looking at it. Yeah. I think, but it's the last thing that happens that stays in your memory, and I guess that is what you keep thinking about. And so then the person who does the last act before the result gets the blame, whereas you may have had some 10-15 guilty parties before that, nobody will remember, because then that just passes you by in the game. No, not
Fair.
no, I mean, yes, as I said, it is a good discussion point, but not to say brain fade and I don't know what all words you are using.
That not me. Our fans are using that. So that is the way Rajasthan Royals, I mean, how they botched it up, I really don't know. It's not as if they had only 1 wicket. But okay, you guys had a huge 2-hour marathon session yesterday. Such was the nature of the game. So that's why. And we
What's
had
the big news?
maelstrom happened in the morning when Abhishek Nair, Abhishek Nair, the assistant coach of the Indian cricket team, T. Dilip, the fielding coach of the Indian cricket team, have reportedly been given the sack. BCCI is downsizing the coaching staff along with a whole host of other messieurs, other coaches that are there in the backroom staff. They have all been given the sack. And this is a big thing because T. Dilip has been around for a long time, 3 years. But Abhishek Nair just been 8 months in the Indian cricket system and been shown the door. That's quite shocking.
I think it had to happen after Sitanshu Kotak was appointed as the batting coach, although for the white ball formats in January. There was this question that actually crossed my mind, and I'm sure it would have crossed across many minds, that what is actually the role of Abhishek Nair now? Because even though he was a part of the Indian cricket team as an assistant coach, his main job was to oversee the batting. And probably, same was the case with Bryant and Descartes, who is more than likely to take over T. Dilip as the new fielding coach here. So with Sitanshu Kotak coming in, maybe that call was taken by the BCCI to make sure that Abhishek Nair wasn't going to be around, and that call has been taken now.
Do you think, as is being reported, that this is a result of India's poor performances in Test match cricket, 2 back-to-back series losses?
That could have been one of the trigger points. I mean, see, you won only 1 test out of 8 in that 6-month period that was there from November till January. Okay, you were whitewashed 3-0 at home. Heads were expected to roll, but nothing happened. BGT, you missed out on the chance to reach the WTC final. So that also went. And along with it, anything of India's test fortunes that were there, that has dipped. But in the BGT, there was one more thing that was happening consistently after every match. There were the dressing room leaks. Nikhil, you would know in Sydney, so many leaks were coming. Where was this information coming from? Either because of the lack of discipline that was there in the coaching staff, some heads had to go. We didn't know when, we didn't know how, but this happened.
That's a very interesting point that Siddharth makes. So you're saying some of these decisions that have been taken are down to the fact that they were dressing room leaks?
Partly. 50% results, 50% of those dressing room leaks.
Okay, so let me be very clear about it. I'm just clarifying this thing. So you think that, there is a certain assistant coach who has been sacked now. He was the one who was leaking the things. Are you saying that?
I didn't mention a name, but there were dressing room
Neither
leaks.
did I.
There are certain players and certain staff members who have been shown the door. It could be any one of them. It may not be any one of them. Maybe the trigger point was 6 losses, and that too the nature of those 6 losses that happened, BGT plus New Zealand. But there was no discipline in the backroom staff also. It was highlighted in the BGT. With the leaks, with the frequent leaks, with the frequent information that the press was getting out to.
So at least that proves the point that all the fingers pointing at least young Sarfaraz Khan then may not have been true, because if it is the support staff that's responsible for the leaks that may have happened and for which they're taking a step, then all the rumors about Sarfaraz being the guy then stand
Just rumors.
incorrect.
Just rumors. It is very easy we have seen this trend in Indian cricket. It's very easy to blame a player. He's disgruntled, he's not getting a chance. Oh, let's pin the blame on the player. But could have been anybody influential. Whoever was there in Australia, whoever was the journalists who were there in that whole bunch, they may know the story, they may never come out and say it. But Sydney was the high point of the leaks. At that time there was no leak. It was a full barrage that was coming out. So who was getting that information? Who was leaking them that information? It had to be someone within that closed circle. It had to be someone.
I think it's a no-brainer to say this thing that Abhishek Nair has been sacked because of the poor displays in the home series against New Zealand and in the Border Gavaskar Trophy. There were consistent batting failures. You did not do well against New Zealand and even in the Border Gavaskar Trophy too. The batting did not click at all, and that's one of the major reasons why India did not qualify for a third consecutive WTC final. But I think it's once again a typical step that BCCI has taken. They've done it in the past also, and they've once again, done it by just picking one guy and saying, and maybe, saying that, he was the reason why we did not do well in a particular series or maybe in a particular tournament. But overall, I don't think this could be the real solution to a problem that the Indian Test team has currently. In BGT, you lost not just because of poor batting, but because of poor selection decisions also. You picked bits and pieces players just to make sure that your batting is lengthened, and all those decisions, if they are the one that are being taken by just a batting coach, then I'm not sure if BCCI have actually taken a good decision or not. Because one thing that we all can say this thing with some kind of surety is that you finalize your 11 and the decisions that are being made are by the head coach and the other relevant stakeholders from the support staff. So Abhishek Nair should not be the only one who should be sacked here.
No, I mean, this has been an issue with Indian cricket, and this is what is called shifting of blame. So, I mean, that entire BGT scenario and where you find yourself is because your batting failed, right? Now, if your batting failed, those batters will continue, is what we are going to get to know in England as well. And so the batters continue, the coaches get sacked. I mean, that is a bit of a shock for me. And also a coach who's barely spent a few months with the team. In the 6-8 months, could he have changed the batting fortunes of some of those batters? Can he make that much of a change? Can he be responsible for either their success or their failure? I don't think so. So I think what you typically do, and this is a trend that BCCI has had previously as well, that when India did not do well at the 2019 ODI World Cup, Sanjay Bangar was sacked. Did India not do well at that World Cup because of a Sanjay Bangar? The captain continues, the head coach continues, everyone else continues. A batting coach is sacked. Fair. If you thought that the coaching staff didn't do the job, then there should have been a complete overhaul. And I still maintain that fine, you have the right to question the coaching staff. They get paid very good salaries and they should be judged for their performance. And, just like in any sort of a corporate structure, you are answerable to your employers for your performance. And if that is the case, then the entire coaching staff has to be looked at, right? Then there is also the argument of you firing someone like Dilip and Soham Desai. Now they've been with the team for some time now. In this time, you have won the T20 World Cup, you have won the Champions Trophy as well. So your fielding coach, who's giving away medals and you're praising him, is the same there as well. But he is asked to go. Soham Desai, who's your strength and conditioning coach, is there as well, and he's asked to go. But your players who have not performed in test match cricket will go to play more test matches because they have done well in Champions Trophy and T20 World Cup, which are white ball format. It just defies all sorts of logic. I just cannot understand. Yes, if the BCCI came and said that, listen, we want to have a tenure, and in that tenure, if they feel a Dilip or a Soham or whatever have had enough time with the team, 2-3 years, whatever, and then now it's time to rotate, I think that will be understandable. I can understand that's the logic, and they want to give as you know, head coach also keeps rotating and everyone, then that's fair. You want to give chances to many other people, because before Dilip there was the other fielding coach, I forget his name, during the Ravi Shastri time. I just did a podcast as well, from Andhra, if I'm not mistaken. Name slips my mind, it'll come to me very shortly. So, you know, he was also doing a decent job, but then you had to make a change, so you made the change, which is fine. So in that case, if it is because he's been there for some time and you want to keep having fresher ideas, rotation, then that's fine. But then Abhishek Nair becomes a bit of an anomaly here, that he hadn't had that much time. How does he go? So, I mean, unless, of course, it all makes sense that maybe a Soham or a Dilip goes because of enough time, but Abhishek goes because of reports that emerge from Australia, as Siddharth suggested. That then puts it. But that's fine if that is the logic. But please don't anyone come and say that this is the BCCI taking a tough stance to rectify all the mistakes in test match cricket, because none of it seems to suggest that. The problem was lying elsewhere. You have not dealt with that problem at all. You have found scapegoats. You brushed the main issue under the carpet, as you done earlier. And I mean, the whole of this thing also tells you, because we have that. Have you shown the list of coaches? We've got Sitanshu Kotak as the white ball batting coach, someone who excelled in the red ball format. Wasn't really a batter of repute in white ball cricket. He spent a lot of time in Ranji Trophy. He's more of traditional test match, more batter, but he comes into white ball. So, I don't know. If you're saying this is going to improve Indian cricket, I don't buy it. Yeah, you want to have rotation and you want to please everyone else, and somebody else also, you want to make them happy by giving him a position, then that's fine.
See, this...
Sridhar, correct.
Yeah.
Correct.
Yes, but then see, this England tour is a new chapter in a lot of ways. But yesterday itself, I mean, I saw that Rohit Sharma was talking with Michael Clarke in that podcast. He was suggesting a lot of things which meant that, is he going to be in charge of the England series also?
We did a dugout on that yesterday.
Exactly. Because, no, I saw it, and that's why, in fact, I said 2-3 months ago, Rohit, Virat and all, I think they will continue to play. They will go on their own terms. Now, is that also the first step in this mini purge that has happened?
No, I don't think so. They will go on their own terms. I think we have reported this on Sports Today that the discussions have been made.
But if they still go to England, then
this will only sum up this.
So with them, the ones that you can take a tough call on, your assistant coaches and all, you take a tough step. People you cannot take a tough step with them.
Yesterday,
Wasn't Rohit and Virat's form a concern in test match cricket in the 2 series that you've lost?
It is.
But Abhishek Nair should go.
See, they will decide on their own terms when to go. And this mini step, what I look at it is, okay, Rohit, Virat will get a full England tour. Because Jasprit Bumrah can't be fit, you still have to groom a Shubman Gill. Rishabh Pant might not be a captaincy option. Who's left? A Rohit. Yes, Rohit's form has been absolutely woeful, even woeful than Virat. 7 months, first 6 months of 2024 he was great. Last 6 months have been absolutely terrible. Bumrah took more wickets than Rohit scored runs in the BGT enough said about the form. But still, because you won a Champions Trophy, because you may be in good form in the IPL, not in the case of Rohit, he's not in good form anyways, but you won the Champions Trophy with him. Who's the captaincy option for you in England? Downsizing of the coaching staff, despite lack of form, clearly suggests that yes, if you want a new chapter, you want more discipline in the backroom staff, it's just a warning. Shape up or ship out. Rohit Virat will get 5 chances in England. Rohit will be your captain. Virat will play all 5 tests. It's an important series in a WTC cycle, but who knows? So motivated are they to play 2027. Don't be surprised if they don't announce their retirement until 2027. It's their call. It's clear it is their call. So that is why the top heads will be there. Who you could pick as the scapegoats? It's happened.
That's not obviously the first time that's happened within the Indian cricket setup. And that's why even I also clearly mentioned that this is not the best of the moves that BCCI has made. Like Abhishek Nair, you can still, say that his inputs weren't really proving to be useful for the Indian batters there, and that's why, there were consistent failures during the New Zealand series and the Border Gavaskar Trophy. But was he the only reason why you disappointed in the series against both New Zealand and Australia? I don't think that could be the reason. The only point was that there were team selections that should be questioned. I'm not sure whether they have been questioned or not. There were consistent ways of dismissals that a particular batter suffered who should have been your number 1 batter in the all-important BGT. That also did not happen. He did not really step up. So there were many things that did not click, many selection decisions that were taken that should be questioned, should be criticized for that matter. And if there is anyone who should be responsible for it, I think it should be the head coach. You should begin from the head coach.
What is the job of what is the KRA of
But then that thing goes, the Champions Trophy you won.
But that's a different format.
T20 World Cup was a different coach. Yeah.
Champions Trophy is a different format. In white ball formats, under Gautam Gambhir, India have continued their winning momentum. Be it in ODIs or the T20Is, that series lost to Sri Lanka in ODIs. That was just an aberration. But overall, India have done extremely well under Gambhir in the white ball formats. But in Test cricket, you have to call a spade a spade. You did not really do well under him. You did not do well. The selection decisions were questionable. So maybe it's time that, India make the move.
What is the KRA of an assistant coach?
The batters who have not performed for longer than Gautam has been there, they can continue.
Yeah.
But the coach needs to go.
I clearly said this thing in yesterday's dugout that it was just about Rohit Sharma, but I clearly mentioned that both Rohit and Virat Kohli don't deserve to be a part of this Indian 11 for the England tour. And I said it very categorically. I still maintain that point.
So you're at least consistent in your...
Yeah, I am consistent, and I think it's just
in being tough.
It's just down to performances. Had you done well in Australia and against New Zealand, things would have been different. I would have definitely said that Rohit should continue as India's skipper in the England tour, and I'm sure all of us would have said that. But it should not just be down to the assistant coach. As Siddharth also clearly mentioned, his KRA wasn't specified. Was he more of a batting coach? What was his role as an assistant coach? Was he more of a team mentor or what it is?
But he has many wards in the IPL as well, and he does private coaching as well. So he'll be a busy man.
He will be.
Angriksh Raghuvanshi is one of his wards.
He can go back to KKR actually.
Because that's true. But then see, was this the first time, Nikhil, that we have seen 2 assistant coaches in the Indian coaching setup?
No, see, the bigger problem is there. I agree, and that needed to be rectified. That's why I'm saying to put it down to just India's failure in Test match may not be true. Maybe that's not the thought process that the BCCI has. Maybe it is the fact, and see, the genesis of this thing was the Australia tour, because after you came back from the Australia tour, there was a meeting with the coach, with the chairman of selectors and everyone. I believe there was a general opinion for people who were traveling, who may not have been part of the team, that there were just too many people in the support staff. You didn't need so many people. And I think the BCCI took cognizance of that fact that yes, there are, too many people and we have to cull it. And I agree, you didn't need so many assistant coaches. You have bowling coaches, spin bowling, batting. I mean, you've got a Gautam Gambhir, why do you even need a batting coach for that matter, right? But you had multiple assistant coaches. So I think they needed to make it lean. That was the need of the hour. And if that is the thought process, then fine. But if you're telling me that with this, it's going to fix other issues in red ball cricket, I don't think so, because the real issues have not been dealt with as of now. And what indication we are getting, they will not be dealt with too. Everything is going to be brushed under the carpet after a good performance in white ball cricket, especially the Champions Trophy win. So if that's the case, then yeah, you carry on and pray that things happen in England. Everything happens well. Jofra Archer injures himself. Joe Root is in terrible form.
There is no Mark Wood.
There's no Mark Wood. Yeah.
Wood anyway isn't there, no, for about 4-5 months because...
No, that's not clear.
He
is injured, but he could be fit for the India tour.
Yeah. See, if it's trimming down, is it cost cutting? I don't know. BCCI and cost cutting, I never associate with that, with the richest board in the world. But then, yeah, 2 assistant coaches, that always was off. I mean, I don't know whether was he a batting assistant coach, whether he was a strength and conditioning assistant coach, whether he was a bowling assistant coach, was he a gun for hire across the entire Indian team? Like it happens now with lot, okay, you do this, you do that, you do this, you do that.
And in case of Rant and Discata, if he is now going to replace T. Dilip as the fielding coach, so was he the assistant to T. Dilip before this?
I don't know. But yeah, one sad thing is we won't...
He was not assistant to him. He was an assistant to Gautam Gambhir, to which they've now said that now, because obviously you want him to continue now, at least that designation is there, so there's a clear demarcation. And then if anyone is questioning that you have a excessive support staff or whatever, then, that will be sorted. Okay, we'll take a few comments based on, the discussion that we are having. I know there are a few super chats as well which are not related to the subject at hand, but we'll get to that. But we'll just take a few comments on the subject. We've got Dev Pratap Singh Chauhan saying that, Nikhil, I'm not surprised at all. Typically BCCI, they sack coaches, put blame on families, but the non-performing people, whether they are the seniors, they will just continue. Today SRH bowling is rubbish. Rohit should get some form. Okay, that's on another thought. That is true. Freaking Awesome says, to be honest, VK should be dropped too, along with Rohit in Test, with the way Virat has been playing Test in recent years. So, people here are still dealing with the real issues, and I think that remains, and not really the support staff.
Yeah, I think the structure, I think they now want to streamline the structure also. Too many assistant coaches. Are you are you a multi-millionaire having too many PAs around you? Assistant. I just didn't understand that.
Oatmeal says that this England series is going to be like 2024 World Cup for Virat Kohli and Rohit. One last chance. Does seem like.
But at least in T20 World Cup, you had some hope that India would reach the semi-finals or the finals. And it's great that India won the World Cup. But in the England series, if both of them play 5 matches, I'm sure we would be discussing come July 31st.
Shubham Garg says BCCI has the money, but does not mean you hire MR-like staff where coaches are directors, director has multiple members. Yeah, an exaggerated staff is what he is saying, which is true. We have Vihir Shah, who says, if we are being honest, did this team actually do well under Dravid? Personally, I think even under him, batting was a problem. Combination and selection, I agree. You could have changed that under Gambhir, but under Vihir, under Dravid, while I agree, you have a white ball World Cup to show for. And while I agree that there were hiccups in white ball, but in test matches you didn't lose at home, right? So you may have had poor starts, but you didn't lose at home, and to lose and to be whitewashed at home, I think, was the biggest shocker. And then you go to BGT and lose again. So I think all of that put together, Dravid did have a decent tenure as coach. Akash K has a very interesting comment. He's saying, looks like recession didn't spare the Indian cricket team. By the way, I must tell you, I've been going on and on about this rant, but cost of living has gone up crazy. Absolutely. The last couple of years, I don't know you guys, this is being the domestic me. Really. So I wonder if it's affected BCCI as well. But they are a multi-billion.
They don't
Dollar
have
behemoth.
to. They don't have to declare taxes also because they are registered as a society, isn't it? Societies Act of 1975, Tamil Nadu Societies Act of 1975. So they need not declare taxes and.
Yeah. Shubham Garg has an interesting point. He says that KL credited Nair for his white ball turnaround and man got fired from his job. Good point.
Happened
Shubham.
very recent.
Yeah, good point. Good point.
I mean, hasn't he turned around a lot of players' fortunes? Rohit, I think even Abhishek Nair and Rohit.
Dinesh Karthik when he was
Dinesh
playing.
Karthik, yes. Dinesh Karthik did mention that as well. Yes. That's true. Okay, that's that on this particular subject. We've got a few more comments. Let's take that before we dive into our preview. We've got Vishal Panchal. He says, didn't you guys feel yesterday that Rajasthan Royals players were not interested? Any issue within the team? Hetmar couldn't finish it, but he showed intent. Yeah, they did show intent. I don't know. I'm not the one to be reading body language and all. But if I had to pick one player who's really not been himself, it does seem to be Yashasvi Jaiswal. At least the first 3 games he was totally not himself, and then he really turned it around. In the last 4 games he's got 350s, so he has. But yesterday also, I mean, you know, around the super over, if he's not really charged up, I don't blame him because he needed to start. I don't know what they were thinking.
Even Sanju, he also was not.
He got retired hurt, so
Yeah, but then no, even decision making also.
Sanju had been batting well.
no, he means like when that super over discussion was happening, he should have been more involved.
I didn't see that.
Why not? He's the captain now, wasn't
Yeah, but then I somehow
Super
felt
over, they had a different captain. We discussed.
somehow
If they did that, then that's a shocker. And if they did that, then if I'm Sanju, even I wouldn't be happy. If you want to ruin the franchise by creating an environment, then great for you.
because somehow I felt he was not having a say in the decisions in the game yesterday, and I think that injury was also
Why do you feel that?
super over. I mean, look at it. Who were taking the decisions? Sanju wasn't involved totally in
Because
it.
he had retired.
Retired hurt, but still, a captain, even if he retires hurt, he should be part of the decision-making stuff intently. You want to win a match, Riyar.
Yeah, actually, to be fair, let's say if there was Rohit that was the captain, even if he had retired hurt, would he have not been involved? He would have been. If Virat was captain and he was retired hurt, he'd be the one giving instruction even from the outside and jumping around and doing. That's true, actually.
I mean, look at it. I mean, if I have to contrast a Rohit and a Sanju, Rohit was he was impact subbed out in the game versus Delhi, okay? He's still giving instruction, bowl this, and a wicket happened. Now all are praising, oh, Rohit Sharma, make him the captain. But in Sanju's case, it's just not happening. So that is why, what is RR doing? I really don't know. Sanju, yes, retired hurt yet again. I think, I don't know how many matches he may miss because of that. But he just wasn't allowed to take any decision. What's happening in the RR setup, I don't know. That's why. So, really, really a problem.
But there's Rahul Dravid. Shouldn't he be fixing that?
Rahul Dravid and fixing things.
Why not? When he was the Indian coach, you heard such high praise from, let's say, a Rohit Sharma, Virat Kohli, everyone.
But even
Such
as
high regard. That means while there were multiple senior players and multiple egos to be looked after, he did a fine job of managing that. Why can't he do that?
But in the IPL, he never has done it. Never. You look at his previous stint, even with Rajasthan Royals, that tumultuous period of 2014 to 15. He didn't do well there.
And it was the worst when he was also the head coach of Delhi Capitals. I think we are maybe looking too much into Rajasthan Royals because they are not winning, and these things usually, are noticed that something is wrong within the team, but maybe something
this
is
everyone
not wrong.
noticed, but everyone noticed this. Like I'm just saying, whether it's winning or not, if Sanju is the captain, why shouldn't he be the one at the forefront of all decision making, irrespective of the result? It's a valid point.
You have to put your foot down, Gulati.
Why did Yashasvi not come out to bat? Whatever said and done, it's a valid point. I'm disregarding the result or overall. If I'm just looking at a few decisions.
Again, if Rahul Dravid was so tactically brilliant, he's a great reader of the game. 5 years ago, who bowled that super over in that World Cup final? Jofra. Was Jofra injured? No. Sandeep Sharma, I know, he's a good bowler. He's a wonderful bowler for Rajasthan Royals. But his last over yesterday sunk Rajasthan Royals also. So many wides. 4 wides. And then you entrust him with the final over, which went for 16. And then you entrust him with the super over. Jofra, man, he was your bowler in form. I know. Okay, one edge, it could have gone for 6. The Arun Jaitley Stadium was small. Dimension-wise, it was small. But you go with the bowler in form. And it was Jofra Archer. Super over experience. Why not? No say at all in the entire bit.
Yeah. I'm not going to add my 2 bits. We spent 2 hours yesterday and then the match report and
Everything.
that is there for you to see even now on Sports. You can check that out. Dev Priya Vyas, thank you for your comments. But you're liking us for the fact that we're taking your super chats. We, don't pride ourselves as a channel who's known to take all super chats. We pride ourselves for our analysis. So if you really liked us for analysis, I would take that as a compliment. But thank you nonetheless. AJ says, once upon a time, there were only Indian people at coaching staff as players, also had language barriers. But again, there is increase in outside coaches. But you also had overseas staff. It was...
Duncan Fletcher.
Before that, it started with
Andrew Coquino.
Simpson, Bobby Simpson. I think he was
Yeah.
there in the 90s. And then you...
John Wright in the late 90s and early 2000s.
You had all the backroom stuff in Andrew Coquinos, Andrew Lapis. They were all there.
You did.
Yep.
Rakshit Singh says, don't agree with Virat's omission. Don't forget the trio of Hazelwood, Stark, Cummins and cut some slack. Don't expect your top Indian batters to dominate in haunting conditions and score daddy hundreds. But Rakshit, it's not about, you're just talking about one series in general. Truth be told, as good as Virat has been in white ball format, you take out the last 5 years, year on year, the numbers aren't great. And that's a fact. So for the lofty standards that he sets and the highs that he's seen, and he'll go down in history as arguably one of the greatest to have played the sport, no doubt about it. But looking at those standards, it has been, a downward slide. And it's not just one BGT that you're talking about. In fact, Virat the batter is such an asset that nobody would ever raise a finger at him for one poor series. It must be happening for a considerable amount of time for people to be questioning that. And it is the case. Stats are easily available for anyone to see.
5-year slump, he had just one great year, 2023.
22.22 batting average in test.
This year,
21 to 25.
The last 4 years.
4 years.
so last 4-year batting average is at 32.
And 23 was the standout year.
Yeah.
That series, that Ahmedabad 100, West Indies 100, and those crucial knocks in South Africa.
That Ahmedabad pitch was a road. Everyone scored hundreds.
Yes.
AJ, why someone didn't ask Sanju yesterday about Jofra not bowling the super over? In football, they ask this type of question. These parts are interesting. AJ, I agree with you. A lot of these questions that are to be asked are not asked or addressed in the live broadcast. That's why we suggest you come to us and, at least we try and be honest. While some of you may still think that, we are bias or region or whatever. But I don't know. Overall, I think we do ask the tough questions. Okay, Ashi Singh says yesterday not taking DRS call for Nitish Rana was correct call. It was pitching outside leg. Nikhil, from yesterday you are confidently ignoring that. No, it showed all reds in the first time that it showed.
That's where even I also got confused, because later there was a visual in which it showed that it was pitching outside leg, and that's where even I am also not clear whether it was the same decision or it was something else, because I don't think there was another LBW call after that. So maybe I think there was an error in the first visual that they showed, and maybe they corrected it later.
No, at least because I remember the first visual, it was in line, everything was line. And by the way, even if they corrected it, I think Nitish Rana was playing a reverse sweep. That leg stump should change. How can the batter be reverse sweeping you and then that become a leg stump line? And that becomes an off stump for him, no? Because he's trying to hit you there.
But then I think they take it according to the original stance.
And that's unfair. You batter can switch and hit you like this, but now I'll treat it as a leg stump only. I don't know. I just feel like that. But as far as I remember, I saw that very clearly. It showed it was pitching in line.
Yeah.
And just not me. They showed Akshar Patel after that, who was furious. I was not very happy that it wasn't taken.
Bapu was angry. Imagine.
Elvarasan
Elavarasan M. Jagan is saying, what about Jadeja place in upcoming England series? Everyone discussing about Rohit and Kohli only.
Jadeja will keep his place, but I would be more than tempted to, have Nitish Reddy as a pace bowling all-rounder and Kuldeep Yadav as the specialist spinner for all 5 matches.
You just sat half an hour ago blaming, taking bits and pieces. What pace bowling all-rounder, yeah? What is the pace bowling all-rounder in that?
You cannot play Kuldeep and Jadeja in the same 11 in England conditions.
I don't know
That's the point.
What you can play or not. Please play your regular first skill players. Play how everyone is playing. Just now, 40 minutes ago, he's complaining that Gautam Gambhir got it wrong by playing bits and pieces cricketers. Then his fast bowling all-rounder is Nitish Reddy. I'm sorry, but he's not getting an over to bowl here. And rightly so. He's a good bat. I completely agree with you. If you want to play him as a batter, you think it's good enough, fair enough. You got 100 in Australia, go for it. But then let him compete with the other batters. And then go with the best batter. And if he's the best batter in the middle, go. Can't be a bowler, yaar. Come on.
I still stand by the point that I made. The only issue is that
please say as a batter, not fast bowling or not. You play him as a batter.
I just want Kuldeep Yadav in that 11 for 5 matches. That's the point.
No, but Jadeja also...
I'm willing to take that risk with Nitish Reddy. That's the issue.
And I think Jadeja, in that sense, even if you're going to look at him purely as a spinner, I think he's still been one of your best spinners abroad. So that way he keeps the spot. Whether you play Kuldeep as a lone spinner and the Jadeja sits out, that's fine, but you will take him. And maybe his batting doesn't inspire confidence, that's another thing. But as a bowler, he's done well. So.
Ashish Chandelier, Sidvi sir, I get you don't like star culture of Indian fans. Sometimes you do get mean and mistake IPL with Indian setup. IPL is supposed to be your entertainment and stakeholders are different.
Good point. Don't get mean.
But where did I get
Be objective.
But where did I get mean?
I don't know if he says that.
I don't know what the stakeholders are different for.
Pawan is surprised when you said that. When did I get mean? Yeah, Pawan was surprised.
Yeah.
He's surprised with the fact that you're saying, when did I get mean? He's like, this happens all the time. Chili Paneer points out there's Washington Sundar as well. But again, truth be told, if we're playing Washington Sundar as a batter, okay, fine. Can't play him as a test match spinner. Please, honestly.
Shubham Garg is saying Shardul Thakur has to play in England ahead of Nitish Reddy.
Shardul Thakur, if you look at it as an all-rounder, still there, bowling all-rounder, I can still consider because, then that kind of gives you the balance and he will bowl 10 overs in a day and you expect him to pick wickets there. Then makes sense. And then some lower order batting, if you're looking at that, that's fine. That's not bit 10. Yeah, of course.
350s.
But I'm saying you're not expecting consistent runs from him, but if you still look at him as an fast bowling all-rounder, maybe he still goes. Mostly bowling all-rounder, but yeah. But not your earlier suggestion, sir. Please.
Yeah. Shahi Kishle is like saying, who is your opener? Rohit, Gill, Rahul?
No, Gill will be 3, no?
Yeah. Rohit, Rahul.
Yashasvi will be
Yashasvi and Rohit are my openers.
England tour. Your?
I will go with KL and Yashasvi.
I'll go with Yashasvi and Sai Sudarshan.
Ooh. Okay, Priyanshu has a question. Nikhil sir, Jaiswal will surely leave Rajasthan Royals soon. Everyone knows they back Parag as their future. What about a trade to CSK? Ooh. Yeah, if Jaiswal is not happy, he should leave and play for a franchise that values him. If he feels he's not being valued there, CSK will grab him at this moment.
Will he also make a comment like KL Rahul, I want to be a part of the franchise wherein I am loved, cared and respected?
Why not? And I think that's the prerogative of a player. Every player wants to be loved and respected. Yeah. What's wrong
the
with
underlying fact is that I want to be a part of the franchise wherein I am the captain.
No, I don't think so. If captaincy is a thing, then I think you need to tone it down. I don't know. I can't understand this fascination of everyone wanting to be a captain. But I mean, seriously, yeah, if you're not feeling, if captaincy is an issue, then I think the problem lies with you. Your job is to perform, and that's why I'm saying previously such great players played. They didn't play thinking I want to be captain. They played because, there was Saurav Ganguly, the captain. He had Anil Kumble, Rahul Dravid, Sachin Tendulkar all playing under him. None of them were like, oh no, I'm not captain. they perform. So then if that is the issue, then the problem lies with the player. Yes, but if he's not feeling appreciated, that he's feeling he's being underutilized and so on, so many things, then it's fine.
See, he's been there for 5 years, right? 5 years he's been there in the Rajasthan Royals setup. I mean, they gave him the first major break in the IPL. I don't know. If Rajasthan don't do well, then their entire auction strategy was flawed.
He was one of their uncapped retentions also in 2022.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So,
Okay.
Vishal Panchal from the US is saying, issue is people take Jadeja as an all-rounder, but in test, please look him as a bowler. He's done well in test and ODI, but not in T20. Don't mix format, please. But we are not mixing formats.
That's exactly what I said. And he's not part of the T20 setup, so he's already out. And tests and ODI is what you're looking at. And exactly what I said, that maybe you look at him as a bowler per se. If you're going to take two spinners, then you will take your two best in a Kuldeep and Ravindra Jadeja at the moment. Those are your two best options. Unless you look at it like me and take Sai Kishore, that's another thing. But you will not do it. So then you take Kuldeep and Jadeja.
Exactly. And see, conditions in England are not going to be green tops. Please, that era is gone. Because of Bass ball, it's all roads. England are producing greater roads than the motorway that's
Flat
there.
and fast.
Yes, but that's why I think you will have a change in the combination this time. You don't need to play 4 out and out pace bowlers. It can be 2 spinners also.
Okay, fun final question before we wind up. Syed Nizamuddin wants to know, will Sai Sudarshan make his test debut in England?
Ideal,
Yes.
he should.
He should.
Based on IPL? No, I know he's got a very good domestic record as well in the long format. But where is the scope? You already will have multiple openers in Rohit. Looks like will be going. There's KL as an option. There is Yashasvi Jaiswal. Where will you?
But I think you have a couple of slots in the middle order.
If you play him in the
that's
middle
where,
order.
you can.
For
you
me-
are playing Nitish Reddy as a player, then where will
No,
he
that
play?
is just to make sure that I want Kuldeep Yadav.
So
To
then
play
where will
Kuldeep
Sai
Yadav, I am
Sudarshan
willing to
play?
play even Nitish Reddy. That's fine.
So then
Yeah.
how will Sai Sudarshan play? You got Nitish Reddy, you got Gill, you will have two openers, you will have Virat Kohli, then where will he play?
Plus,
Five?
plus,
Arey,
How?
we haven't.
Pant is also there.
Pant is 5. Yeah, Pant is 5.
So, see, we
Yeah,
are.
then he's not playing.
I want a fairy tale comeback.
How is he? Nitish is 5, Pant is 6.
6.
Yeah, I'm counting your batting lineup only.
No, Pant is 5. Pant has
So
to be
then
5.
Nitish Reddy is 6.
6, yeah.
So where will you play now, Sai Sudarshan?
Then you
your
can't.
team only. I'm
Yeah,
talking
then you
about.
can't. No, I am only playing because for me,
I'm
Rohit and Kohli are not there. That's the point.
That's not possible. See, for me,
No, at least Rohit is not there. Kohli, I'm sure he's going to be there, but for me, Rohit, I don't.
Okay, that's
Yeah,
fine.
I don't want him to play. That's the
see,
point.
my dream comeback is if Karun Nair can feature in the England side on current form, domestic form alone. But he can't make it.
No, there's so many guys who didn't get a chance who are your backup, like Sarfraz, like Jurel, like Devdutt Padikkal.
Yeah.
They are going there and not getting a chance. So why should they be just knocked out?
Keep an informed Sai Sudarshan out of the side is also
No,
not
but they
a right
are also
option.
informed, but you're looking at the form of T20 cricket.
No, I'm looking at the form of domestic cricket and
but
even in county cricket too.
but
He did
domestic-
well.
Yeah, but domestic cricket, all the other guys that I'm talking about also get run.
An in-form Karun Nair can't be fitted in. He had a better record than Sai Sudarshan. 9 centuries in 1 year, including 4 in the Ranji Trophy, 63 average.
And now T20 also is killing it.
Except in the last game.
That run out.
But he was clearly furious. Clearly.
No, but it was his mistake. It's too slow to get back. No dive either.
I mean, another interesting, Karun Nair has featured in 5 super overs in his entire career. 5.
Wow.
And others,
He's the reason. He was not playing regularly all these years, so super overs won't
Should be
happen.
the most for any player in T20 cricket across.
Okay, let's quickly
told.
dive into the preview, make up predictions. What are you expecting today?
I don't expect a run fest, like at least 200 to be scored, but that's basic. But with Bumrah and Bolt there, 8 overs I think look pretty much sorted.
Bumrah has
for
not
Mumbai
been
Indians.
in great form.
But that's still fine. 8 overs look pretty sorted for Mumbai Indians. At least the point is that you would not be leaking about 100, 120 runs in those 8 overs. So I think a high scoring game, but by high scoring I mean about 400, 420 odd runs.
What you can expect is a good game because both teams are coming off a win. It's in Wankhede, high scoring ground. So look forward to an exciting encounter at least. Yes, Siddharth, your thoughts?
It's a tough one, but yeah, SRH don't have a great record in Wankhede. But it can change. They are coming, it was contrasting wins. SRH chased down 246 with 9 balls to spare. Mumbai somehow clawed back to win by 12 runs against Delhi. But Wankhede, I can't look beyond MI. I think MI start as the favourites.
You too? You've gone with MI?
Mumbai. High scoring, but with Mumbai winning it.
+1, MI. With, I think, scores 200 to 210 in between that range.
Should be a good game, but I know SRH just rely on their openers. If they work out, they win. If they don't, then they don't. So, yeah, overall, I think Mumbai's got a better team right now. So, yeah, I think I'll make it 3 out of 3. Mumbai, any changes for any squad? No, I think both are coming off a win. There are no injury concerns. So, I guess no changes per se.
No, but I would want to fit Rahul Chahar in this SRH 11. I think you cannot really keep out Zishan Ansari because he has done well in the limited opportunities he has got.
2 leg spinners.
This is going to be
teams have done it.
going to be a home ground for Rahul Chahar also. He has played for Mumbai Indians in the past.
No, but did he play for Mumbai Indians in India? He played in UAE, but has he played?
He has. Yeah, he has. So, I think Rahul Chahar, but for Mumbai Indians...
Why not get in a Vignesh Putur if he's fit?
If he's fit. But I think Ashwini Kumar plays.
Could be.
Leggy did well for Mumbai. The last game.
Yeah.
Karan Sharma.
Karan, of course.
But I'm going to drop
your SRH team.
I'm going to
with
drop
Leggy's.
Will Jacks.
Ah.
Yeah, he hasn't done well. I think
Shami also.
because of him, I feel that sometimes Surya Kumar Yadav and Tilak Verma, they are batting out of their position. So that's also a factor.
So who comes in then? Bevan Jacobs.
You can go with even Robin Mins also if you want.
So play only 3 foreigners then.
Yeah.
Rickelton, Bolt, and
Mid Santner.
Mitch Santner. That's it. 3.
Yeah.
No 4th. Yeah, I do agree though in that sense. Yep.
Okay, that's that then. Thank you very much. With that, another edition of the Dugout comes to an end. Thank you for your company as always. You guys be good. We're going to be coming up with the toss update soon. But as always, big reminder, we're live after every game for our long show, our post-match show, whatever time the game finishes. We'll be live once again. So look forward to your company then. For the moment, all of you guys, take care. Bye-bye. See you soon.
See you in 45 minutes for the toss.